Hi guys, okay, so here we are at Blenheim Horse Trials with Blackjack. A couple of days after mine and Frosty's very hideous fall at Burley that nobody else would have survived apart from me and Frosty. As you can see, I'm in one piece. Hopefully you'll have seen the video of Frosty bucking around her field when she got back. She's absolutely fine. She's entered for the OI at Burnham Market, so that's great. And then the very loose plan is to go to Poe. Obviously things can change between about 8 weeks to Poe probably. So, you know, things can change massively. But just to say, I've been over the video a million times. I'm absolutely gutted. My first horse fall, as I said, and I don't really know what went wrong, but I'm trying not to dwell on it too much, even if I was pretty foul on the evening of the fall. So I hope the last bit of footage from Burley didn't come across as me being too off, because I was trying to smile through my tears. And I'm just really gutted for her because, you know, like I said, we've got quite a bit of the footage which hopefully you will have seen. And, you know, I did feel she was going so well, but it just goes to show that, you know, some of the horses earlier on weren't having the greatest of rounds, but, you know, got going all fine. And then little Frosty's never ever fallen in her life, going brilliantly. She can take liberties, make no mistake, and for once she wasn't. And we did a proper base over apex job. So, but anyway, that's enough of that, and look forward to Blenheim now. We've got Blackjack here doing sort of a really a sort of a find out mission after a Bram. You know, Bram was a step too far for him, but you know, he was then very good at Brightling and places like that, and also at Hartpury's fantastic cross country. So we're just here really to make sure that Bramham was just a step too far, purely because it wasn't a true 3-star in the sense it was sort of 4-star technicality, even more probably. But anyway, enough of that spiel, I'll stop going on. So I hope you enjoy the videos that come this week. Also, I'm going to say a really quick thank you to everybody who's been putting lovely stuff on the Horse and Hound forum, because I've got some really nice emails. I'm sorry I've not got back to you all. Just saying, you know, that you love the website, and you know, it's just really nice. I'm just pleased you enjoy like the videos and the horses as much as I do. So yeah, thanks a lot. My ribs hurt a bit now.
Yeah, sitting trot.
So here I am, it's Tuesday afternoon, so we've got tomorrow trot up, Thursday dressage. Basically I've just done a little bit of quiet stuff with Jack. He's pretty relaxed actually, which I think helps the fact that he was at Burley all last week. You know, a lot of atmosphere, nothing went on. And it's quite nice having him at Burley because I was under absolutely no pressure to get anything from him apart from just making him settled. So yeah, just a little play today. He's not quite as totally settled as he could have been. You probably couldn't tell, or it's very slight, but he's a little bit anxious in his mouth. But I'm not, you know, I'm just running through the like sideways stuff, blah blah blah, without putting too much pressure on, because then hopefully his brain will go, like, I can do the sideways stuff without her getting after me, which is basically what I did last week. I've got tomorrow to pick him up a bit, and also Thursday morning, so there's loads of time. But you know, it's quite nice. We're sort of near the lorry, so there's a bit going on, and you can see, as you can see, sort of looking around it now. So looking quite excited, but I'm genuinely really looking forward to this week with him, because he's such a lovely horse, and I really feel that Bramham was just such an unfortunate blot on his copybook, and I really don't think he realised he did anything wrong at Bramham. He just, the fences weren't where they thought they should have been, which is in eyesight.
Phoebe bringing forward Mrs. Valerie Gingel's Hillocks Blackjack. Hillocks Blackjack number 37 by Classic. Hillocks Blackjack accepted.
Okay, I'm going to talk through Jack's test. I'm starting to sound like a right sour, bitter old woman now, but I was so disappointed with his mark. He got 67, which was actually the worst mark of the day on Thursday, which for me is completely utterly ridiculous. But I'm not a dressage judge. His trot work was brilliant. I was really pleased with that. His canter work, points where he got hot. His walk's always a bit weak, but the point, you know, his flying changes he still gets upset about, and they were, you know, as you'll see, I'm sure, his flying changes were still quite upset and quite weak. But overall, I was really pleased with him. He coped in the atmosphere great. He didn't blow up. Like I said, his trot work for me was probably the best he could have done, and I came out feeling that it was a much better test than what, or certainly a little bit better test than what he'd done at Hartpury. He'd pretty much made the same mistakes, but the overall work that was good was the quality was much better. So I'm gutted for him. not for like myself so much, but I just feel that he's tried hard, and the judges probably haven't rewarded him. But we followed Pippa, so you've only got to be a mark of movement down because you follow Pippa. But again, you know, I'm getting a little bit fed up of saying it, but we are thinking about next year for him, and the fact that the work he's confident in is getting really, really good. So that for me hopefully means that after a winter of good hard dressage, he'll be able to come out next year and be really confident in doing the flying cheat.
Hey everyone, okay, basically I'm going to try and talk about Blackjack's round, or lack of it. We got to fence 6, which was a dew pond. He had a genuine, it was, you know, really uphill to a rail down. He had a genuine stop on it, which I would have said was genuine. It stopped a lot of horses and he was a bit gobsmacked that the ground wasn't where he thought it would be. But then he copped a total strop, and basically he just exactly went, I don't like the look of it, I'm not going to do it, I don't want to look at it. And it's the first time he'd ever done anything like that whatsoever. But, you know, it's very disappointing for me, for his owner Val, who really doesn't, you know, she doesn't deserve a horse to do that, although it wasn't sort of the end of the world. And just to do it where we are is really disappointing. So, but, you know, looking at the bigger picture, we're going to try and get him entered for the Whiteburner market. And, you know, just be a little bit not nice to him. Like, not bully him and not knock 10 bells out of him, but just be a bit bossy and a bit like, oi, actually Jack, you know, you don't even think about putting a hair out of place, because, you know, he's been so genuine till now that maybe when he's looking back he's done something that is a little bit stroppy or childlike. We thought it's funny and given him a pat, you know, and I think this sort of really does validate the whole, you give them an inch and they take 2 inches and they take 4 inches, and then before you know it you're somewhere like where we are today. But I don't mean that as in Jack has ever taken the piss, because he hasn't, but I really do think that he's just sort of thrown his toys at a pram. You know, we've got the bit on that means I'm in control, maybe didn't like that, you know, maybe threw his toys out because he wasn't in control. Just all these little things, you know, that it's really easy to make excuses, but we're not writing him off. He's jumped around a couple of very big tracks like Hartbury, you know, gave me a fantastic ride. That's also quite important. It's that I try and look at everything all together. You know, if I've been scraping round, that for me would be far more of a worry than Jack's decided to be like turning to Kevin and Perry for one day. You know, I think that it's very, very rectable. He's just got to probably have the cane. If he was at school and he was a boy, he'd be at private school and he'd have the cane across the back of his thighs. You know, just that sort of thing. And like I said, it's disappointing that it's happened here. If he'd done it at one day, it would have been far more easier, you know, because you certainly could have pulled him a bit more into line. But, you know, I'm very, very gutted, and I feel a bit like my world's come to an end. But also, like I said, there's a far bigger picture. I'm fine, he's fine, he'll live to fight another day. We'll do the Whiteburner, the advance at Little Downham to end the year, and we'll still plan to go to Bramham, because like I said, he's given me a great feel round a couple of 3-stars, and you don't just suddenly lose that. He's not scraping around giving me a feel of lack of scope. He's just got out of bed on a stroppy side, and unfortunately over half a ton of animal when he decides not to play ball is stronger than I am. So you know, disappointing end to the week, but lots to take away from it, and like I said, you know, you've always got to keep looking forwards.